under my video regarding the watch boxes, Peli case and outdoor B&W, you left some notes that you like these topics around watch collecting, which is not precisely a watch, but tools and equipment. In this video, I show you what I use and what I think is useful without being a professional. Hello and welcome to WatchMax's Watch Videos. My name is Axel and I'm glad to have you on the show. If you like topics around watch collecting, like storage boxes, tools, equipment, anything which is not in the narrower sense a watch but belongs to the topic watch collecting, subscribe to my channel, activate the bell, and you won't miss any of the other videos which will come over time. Today I'm going to present you what I use without being a professional. So the tools I use, the equipment I use is not the cheapest stuff, but it's definitely not tools or equipment for professionals. It is something I can use and I use in my collector's everyday processes, and I think it is worth the money and it does what I need it for, and this is what I'm going to show you today. When you start collecting watches, the most important thing is a solid basis. And what I use as a basis in order not to scratch the watches or my desk is a simple piece of leather. You can order it at eBay or at Amazon, and this is a piece of leather in the German format A2, which is about 80 centimeter to 40 centimeters, something like that. And this is sufficient for nearly everything I need. Soft things don't roll away. Watches are safely stored, no scratches. Absolutely fine for me. However, even better than that is a kind of a rubber thing. The big advantage is that you have a certain pattern on this rubber thing. So spring bars can't roll away. You have a place to put your tools, the spring bar removal tools. You have a couple of storage boxes for little screws, spring bars, whatever you need. It's absolutely fine and great. However, for my purpose, it's a little bit over the top. I don't need it to that extent. The advantage is it is extremely flexible. You can fold it in any direction and store it away. So I put a link for this into the video description. However, for me, as I said, it's a little bit too much. I actually don't really need it. For me, the leather is completely sufficient. If you do more, if you open your watches and things like that, you might make use of that. So here we have the solid leather basis, which is my basis for everything I do. For smaller parts, I use a coffee mug, put screws in, and everything which I don't need, it's going to my coffee mug. Second, I need a piece of cloth. What I usually use are these small pieces which you can buy to clean your glasses. You can buy them as a 10, 20, 30 pack at eBay or something. So it's not really expensive and absolutely fine for what I like. And again, to the coffee mug out of the side. Yeah, this belongs to my tool set as well. And even those things which are outside the camera you currently don't see. What you can see here, outside the camera, as I mentioned. So what you can see here is a really affordable piece, and I don't use it on a daily basis, but this is one of the most important things I have, and this is a plastic box for small parts to have them stored away and sorted according to their use. I put a link for a similar case into the video description, and you can put a magnifying glass in here, and this is a really cheap and awful china piece. I had 4 of them, and 1 or 2 I've left. They scratch easily, so I can't recommend it, but it perfectly fits into the box. Here we have spare keepers for leather straps. If you lose one or they open, it's good to have some. I've got a spare clasp just in case I need one and I can't go to the manufacturer to get it instantly. Here we have pin buckles, which I have replaced by the original pin buckles of the brands, the watches I wear, but I didn't throw them away because it's better to have them rather than to need them. And of course, loads of spring bars. Nearly any size, any thickness, different quantities, different qualities. So this box is really something which helped me to keep oversight over these smaller parts and helped me to find what I need when I need it. Yeah, and of course, if you're a person like me who likes to change straps and wants to change the view of their watches, you probably need some spring bar tools. And if you think, oh, this looks like the travel case of an electric shaver, I have to admit it is a travel case of an electric shaver. But I needed something where I can put my spring bar tools in, and okay, this one doesn't belong into it. It's a blacklight torch which I needed for a video I just recently did. Usually I just have different spring bar tools in here. I have 3 different ones. The black one has a ruler on it, so you can estimate or measure the lug width for certain watches and see if the strap really fits. It's a little bit thicker, and we have a push pin on the one side, and on the other side you have a wider fork to remove the spring bars from the watch. And here we've got 2 others. This again has a push pin to push the spring bar with drilled lugs and get it out. And you have a small tiny fork which I usually need to remove metal bracelets where the wider forks don't fit in. And here the 3rd one has a wider and a finer fork, which means I have each blade twice. So if one breaks, I have 1 in spare before I have to remove the blades. I usually use the Bergeon or Bergeon, I don't know how you pronounce it in English, tools, because you can easily remove and replace the blades if they get dull or break. And this is important for me because I don't want to buy the whole tool new just when one of the blades can't be used any longer. With drilled lugs, I use this cork pin very, very often because I think it's really handy and I have a perfect control between my fingers to push it into the drilled lugs and remove the leather strap or the bracelet. So I don't even need the spring bar tools for this. Oh, this is for a sports watch. Not really necessary to mention it here. Here we have a Cyclops. Can I see? Yeah, it's from Nomos. It's a magnifying glass for one eye. It's good if you need it in an instant moment. For longer works, I prefer a different solution. Hereover is a video for the different solution, but I'm going to show this in this video in a moment. So it's good for a very short use if you need a closer look, but for longer work, I prefer a different solution. So this is what is in my drawer on my desk. And here we have a black light. I used it for a video which might be interesting for you. It's either been last week or coming next week. I'm not quite sure about the right order of the videos. Yeah, this is my preferred solution to have magnified look onto my tools, watches, spring bars. Video how to use it at the upper right corner. This is a magnifying glass which you can put on your nose, and you have different glasses which you can just attach, just clip it in, and you can put it on your nose. You can adjust it to your face, your need, your preferences. You can change the angle both of the tool itself and the glasses. And what is really, really good, you have independent light, so you have a really clear and good view, and nothing creates a shadow where you don't like it. Absolutely great, and definitely worth the money. I think it's around 15 euro or something like that. There are 2 batteries in there. It's not at all heavy. It's comfortable if you have it. So this is my preferred solution if I need a closer look. Yeah, what else do I have? Of course, you need some screwdrivers. I have had a lot of screwdrivers, cheap ones which broke or got dull. I've had expensive ones. Let me show you the expensive ones. By the way, these are, we come to that in a moment. These are pencil cases. So I used them for my, next one. I used them for my tools. It's an absolutely great solution to use these kind of pencil cases. So these are my more expensive screwdrivers, which I only use if I have to shorten a metal bracelet, and I do need 2 screwdrivers, one to fix the screw and one to unlock them. The golden one is a really expensive one, and here we have a couple of blades in the handle. So here you have the blades which you can replace at the tip. So really, really good. But for me, it's again a little bit over the top. What I use, because this is something which is pretty versatile, and again, it's in my drawer on my desk. That's a screwdriver set from Hama. I think this is around 10 or 15 euro. You have a great variety of blades, and you have the handle. Just unlock it a little bit, attach the blade, lock it, and it's done. The head can be turned, so you have perfect control if you work on your watch. And this is my preferred solution. The blades are good enough. They haven't gotten dull and have not been damaged. So absolutely fine for me. I actually consider to buy a second one if I do need to, and just give away my more expensive screwdrivers. Yeah, here you can see what's in that set. Let me move it to the camera a little bit closer. Yeah, here you see what's included, and for my daily work, when I work on watches, that's a perfect fit. I don't need anything more than that. So screwdrivers is one part, but you might even want to shorten your metal bracelets. And for this, I actually have 2 options. This is the tool I started with. It is not the most expensive, but it's definitely not the cheapest one. But you can see the pin to push out the bracelet pins is already a little bit out of form, out of shape. Luckily, I didn't buy the cheapest one, so I can unscrew it and replace the pin. The big advantage of this tool is you don't need to be very skilled. You don't need to be extremely professional. You can put the bracelet into this little tool. You can turn the table and adjust the height of the bracelet so the pin exactly fits the pin to be pushed out in the bracelet. Then you screw it and push out the pin, and it appears in this little slot here. So video how to use it over there. I think the video is in German, but I think it's pretty much self-explanatory. So this is what I started with. In the meantime, I really do prefer a different solution. And this is these push pins here, which come on, yeah, which are attached to the handle here. And here we have a bracelet holder. The bracelet is vertically applied to this, and then with the little hammer you can push out the pins. You need a little bit experience for that, but for me you have by far the better control. It's more precise, and this is easier to use, but this, once you got used to it, is, for my personal perception, the more precise and more accurate tool. So 2 options, both options in the video description below. This is a tool I have never used. I bought it because I thought I would need it. This is a rubber stick. By friction you can unscrew screw backs off your watch. I have opened the watch twice in my life, I think, and none of them I could properly close again. So here we have the limits of my skills. So you can use it to unscrew a screw back of a watch. I can't tell you much more than that. I don't need it, I don't use it, I don't adjust my watches, I don't open my watches, so away. What else? Let me have a, yeah, this is a really nice tool. This is a hole punch pliers for leather straps. If you have a leather strap which is too long and you need an extra hole which isn't there, just use it, punch a hole, and perfectly done. You have a leather strap which doesn't fit comfortably, you would need a hole just in between 2 which are given, punch an extra hole. And this is absolutely easy. At the beginning I used a nail and a hammer, but this is easier, it's cleaner, and it's by far the better way. Let me show you how it works. Here we've got the Sinn 240GZ, and let me use an existing hole, since this is a Stuart Morley strap which costs around €85 and then don't want to make an extra hole. So just push it through and you can see it really nicely pushes a hole if you need one, either in between or to either of the 2 sides. Absolutely nice. This is something I use every now and then. I don't need it for any leather strap I have, but for some I definitely need it. Again, the pencil case, and here we have a storage place for smaller parts, maybe a cloth or spare blades or whatever you need. And oh, another spring bar tool. Oh gosh, that's the 4th, I think. I think it's a 4th. This is something I would really like to give a warning. This is an extremely cheap and awful China part. Compared to the Bergion, you can see the tip is much thicker. You're closer to the watch, you have less control, and what is even worse, here you can see you're not so close to the watch. You can better see what you do. Nothing covers the watch and the action where you work. Yeah, one blade already broke, as you can see on the side. You can unscrew it. Unfortunately, you don't get spare blades for it. So if it breaks, you can't replace it. This is a tool which Sinn delivers with their watches, a tiny screwdriver and a pin for drilled lugs. So yeah, enough is enough. What do we have here? Oh, another spring bar tool. I guess I have more than I need. So these are replacement parts for the push pin, pin buckle of Zinn, this which doesn't go to the other pin buckles. Here we have the spare blades for the Bergeon tools. So everything into this. And this is a part which I thought I might use. This is from the car supply. This is glass faser, and yeah, you use it to remove rust or stain from a car if you want to recolor it. And I thought I could use it to do some brushing on watches when I have a scratch on a brushed part of a watch. Unfortunately, the thickness and the intensity of the brush of this stick just happens to be the same which you have on your watch. In most cases it is not. For my more expensive watches, I would like to have a matching brush and not some kind of brush, so I didn't use it. And for my cheaper watches, where I don't care too much if the brush fits, I don't care too much about scratches, so I bought it and actually never used it. So let's close it, and let's see what we've got in here. Ah yeah, that's the part where I had the pin removers for the length adjustment of steel bracelets. So everything in there, yep. Let's close it and put it away. Let's close it and put it away. Oh, the holder and everything. So now we can put it away. Yeah, I've been explicitly asked by some of you, how do I store away my leather straps and my bracelets and these kind of things? I have to admit I am totally chaotic about that. I have a drawer where I have loads of straps. More expensive or more valuable straps I put into card boxes like this, and I have some plastic maps here where I note down to what watches or which watches these straps might best fit. So we have the Zinn 556i red secondhand, we have the EZM3, we have the 556i in a brown dial, chaotic because the 556 brown dial and the EZM3 have been sold already, so I don't actually have a clear order here. The anniversary of the 556 I still have with the nice brown strap and the steel bracelet. So this is how I organize most of my straps, and I have about 5 or 6 of these card boxes. At the bottom I have a couple of straps which are not explicitly dedicated to a particular watch. This is a waterproof Elite strap, this is a nice rally strap. So 5 or 6 of these boxes. Then I have a bigger rubbish box where cheaper straps are, and the cheapest are without any order in a drawer. Then I have a leather map for straps, which I personally do like a little bit more than others. And this is a leather roll where I have, oh, one video light just said goodbye. Here we have some straps which I really like and would like to have singled out from the others, and that's a leather roll for my watches, for my watch straps. And last but not least, I have a dedicated box for my U1 and recently for my UX. You can see it's a Logitech box. This has been the travel case for a Bluetooth speaker which had passed away in the meantime, but I kept the box. And here I've got a whole bunch of straps for my U1 and UX. I've got again a U-Lead waterproof. I have some Chronissimo straps. I have a variety of NATO and Zulu straps. I have, of course, the bracelets. I have canvas straps, leather straps. So this is my play around box for the U1 and UX family I have. What you can see, I'm quite creative in terms of how to store away my stuff. I have the travel case from my electric shaver. I have this case from the Bluetooth speaker. Zip boxes are pretty fine actually. I've also have the tools in here. I have the screw glue. I have the bracelet tools from Zinn. So if you have everything in one place, this is really helpful. And zip cases are my way to do it. Of course, you need the place to store away the zip cases. Would be nice to see what you do and what your options are. Yeah, this has been a little bit a chaotic video, not very structured, but I wanted to show you what I use, how I use it, and I'm totally curious to understand what you do, how you do it, and what do you think about the tools I use and what your opinion is. Look forward to the next videos, so do I.